everyone, Miss Carrie here. About a month ago, I shared my new Vista10 from WeCreat. In my first video, I shared the unboxing and setup. Today, I want to show you how you're going to create a project using the software. For almost 15 years, I have taught users how to use the Cricut machine. And I know that software applications are often the most confusing thing to use to create a project. So I thought I would walk you through a few of the beginner basics. You will get this software application from the WeCreat website. There's a menu at the top, and you're going to click on Software. This is available for just about any device, Mac, Android, Windows, and iOS. Right below all of the software application options is another download for those of you who use Lightburn. If that is a software you are familiar with, you can use your WeCreat machine with the Lightburn app. You just need to download this configuration file to be able to use it. Once you have downloaded the MakeIt software and added it to your device, you will need to open up the software app and create a login. Once you've logged in, you do want to make sure that you activate your VIP membership. All WeCreat users have access to this for 6 months. Now, they do have a free application that you can use after that 6 months time. So you will be able to continue using your WeCreat laser after that trial period is up, but you do want to make sure that you get the most of your time with the premium membership. There are a few steps you need to take first before you can activate your membership. You will need to connect your machine to your device. Now you have to connect this through a USB first. Your WeCreat did come with a USB connection that goes from the machine to your device. Once the WeCreat machine is connected to your device, you're going to tap on Canvas, then go over to the left side of the canvas here and tap on this drop-down menu and click on the USB connect. Once your WeCreat is connected to your device, then you can activate that membership. So that's how you're going to get logged in and activate your membership to be able to use all of the tools in this software. Let's go ahead and start on that very first page. Here's where you as a beginner can get started looking for projects. Now you can choose via scenes or material. You can also choose by themes below, or you can just start scrolling and looking for some projects. So I'm going to select this Christmas disc ornament, and it's going to show us the project, and it's going to give us a description and some other information that's going to come in handy. Now here at the top, you can like this project, you can send this project to a friend, or you could bookmark it and save it for later. When you bookmark these projects, they are located under My Stuff. This is where you will be able to find the project you saved, recent projects, and projects you purchased. What I personally enjoyed was the option to tap on these tag links so that I could see some other Christmas options that were available. For example, these tree ornaments are super cute. This one has some project instructions, which are really nice to have when you're creating a layered project like this. Since our holidays are right around the corner, I'm going to go ahead and click on this Christmas elk reindeer ornament. This is going to show me all of that information that I showed you a moment ago. I'm going to click on Make It, and this is going to add it to my canvas. So here's where you are going to create your projects. Before we get started, I want to let you know that I'm not going to be able to show you every little thing in this software application. I am new to the laser crafting world, so everything I'm sharing with you is from a novice point of view. For those of you on this adventure with me, feel free to post what you have learned in the comments below. And now for my first project, I would prefer one that's a little bit smaller. When we take a look at the body of this deer, it is rather large, and for me, that's a bit too much for my very first project. I also don't want to use a lot of materials right away. So I'm going to show you how we're going to scale this down and add a few personalizations to this pre-made project. So I discovered right away that there wasn't an easy way to just select all of these canvases and resize the image. In order to size these all proportionately to one another, I need to get all of the images onto one canvas. So I had to go to each canvas, select all of the images, and copy and paste them into one canvas. I do want to let you know that there's a little bit of a learning curve with this application, and it's still in its growing phase. As I said, I've taught Cricut classes for almost 15 years. I was actually one who got to beta test Cricut Design Space, and I can tell you that there weren't as many tools as there are now when I first got started with the application. The WeCreat MakeIt software is similar, and they're adding more tools every month. So if you are frustrated that you don't feel like there's enough here, you can always send them a suggestion, and I'm sure they'll take it into consideration as they're coming out with all of their new updates. So here I have all the parts and pieces for this project. Now I can resize everything at once so that it all stays to scale and proportionate to one another. So I'm going to click on Control A. This is going to select everything in the project. You want to make sure that your scale is locked. I'm just going to grab the sizing handle here and I'm going to size this down. And then I'm going to tap on the deer body here and see how large this is. So it looks like the height of this is 4 inches and the legs are 3 inches. So that gives me a 7-inch project, which I think is a great beginner project, and it's not going to use a lot of material. All right, so my next step is to arrange all of these items onto the canvas. This represents the material working area inside of your WeCreat machine. Now, you might have noticed that there are 2 colors of lines on these images. The red line represents the cut lines. The blue images are the fill engrave. Here in a moment, I'm going to show you how to add a line engrave. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these right now. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to pull in an SVG from another site and use those tools to personalize a project. So the blue dots, which represent the eyes, are fill engrave, which means they're going to burn a tiny little hole on the wood to represent the eye. Now I want to personalize these a little bit and give them a little bit of a whimsical look. So I'm going to grab a circle from the shapes over here on the left. Then I'm going to zoom in and resize and arrange this circle around that little dot. When you add a line or a shape to your project, it's going to become a line engrave. So it is just going to draw the line. If I wanted to fill that circle in, I would tap on Fill Engrave. For this project, I just want it to be a line, so I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. I'm going to bring it over to the other deer's head here. It's really easy to move around on your canvas by clicking the little hand tool and then click on the arrow again. I'm just going to move that around until I get the look of a little Google eye. I also want to add some text to this. So I'm going to tap on text. You need to double click on the text and type your words. Here on the upper left is a font menu. These are all of the fonts in the WeCreat software in your system, ones you've recently used and ones you've bookmarked. I'm just going to select one. Just like with the circle shape, these come in as a line engrave. If I want these to be filled in, I'm going to tap on Fill Engrave. With script text, you will need to weld. All of the lines are not connected. So this is going to engrave or cut where those disconnections take place. You might need to change the kerning on these, which is the space between the letters. Then you're going to tap on Weld. This will weld all of the letters together for you. All right, so for my first project, I think this is all that I want to do to customize it. At this point, you might want to save your project. Go up to File, tap Save. This will save it to your device. So now we need to get this project ready for processing. Over here on the left side is your material menu. When you tap on the drop-down menu, it will show all of your options that you have for materials with this machine. You can also add materials using this little button down here below. I'm going to be using basswood, so I'm going to tap on that. And it's a 3mm basswood. I'm going to tap on Confirm. I have loaded my material into the WeCreat Vista10. Now I'm going to tap on Refresh and a photo of the project will appear on the device. If I need to make changes to the location of the images, I can do that now. Just remember, you will need to tap on Refresh once again after you move the images. I also like to tap on the auto measure before I start. Even though this was labeled at 3mm, the auto measure shows that the wood I'm using is 3.17 inches thick. After it auto measures, changes are automatically made to the cut settings. Now, I always double check these after I auto measure, just in case the settings defaulted back. Again, the software is always upgrading, so this might change in the future. I'm going to tap the Start icon. A window will pop up showing me the estimated processing time. I'm going to tap on Send. The application is going to tell me to close the machine and press the Start button. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think this is my favorite part, watching the project come to life right in front of my eyes. There is a protective coating over the top of the machine, which protects your eyes from the laser, so you can watch the entire process as it engraves and cuts your project. In the MakeIt application, it shows that the project is processing. Now I know this is going to take about 45 minutes, and my scattered brain wants to go work on another project, but it's best not to leave the machine unattended. I do suggest that you keep a fire blanket and fire extinguisher nearby while it's running. You need to remember we are burning materials, and it's very rare, but there are accidents that can happen. Now, once the engraving was done, it began cutting. In my unboxing video, I mentioned how this hose needs to go outside of a window to get rid of any excess smoke or debris. WeCreat sent me their fume extractor, and this is a game changer. The hose goes right into this, and the settings can be changed to filter out the fumes created during cutting. Now that the cutting's complete, I'm going to lift the lid. This is so cool to see everything come to life, isn't it? Everything cut beautifully, and take a look at the letter engraving. Isn't that amazing? All right, let's go assemble our first project. Now, the one thing about laser crafting wood, you often end up with some excess debris around the edges and around the engraving. You can just take a wet rag or a cleaning eraser and remove some of that excess staining. Now that I've cleaned up the debris, all I need to do is assemble the pieces. Now, I have to admit I made a bit of a rookie mistake here. The original project material was a 6mm balsa wood. Now, I reduced the size of this project to 50%, knowing that mine would be 3 millimeters. Unfortunately, I did not take into account that the wood might be a little bit thicker, which it was. So these pieces needed a little bit of sanding to make them fit. This happens sometimes when you are brand new to using something like a laser machine. You make little mistakes, but you figure out how to fix them and you still have a fun decoration for your home. I do want to thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about this project or the WeCreat laser, feel free to post those in the comments below. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.